It was just past midnight when the rain started to fall. The old roadside inn, Halberg's Rest, stood alone at the edge of Route 17, its once bright sign flickering weakly in the dark. Most travelers ignored it, opting for more modern hotels a few miles further into town. But every now and then, someone would find their way there, someone who needed to disappear for a night. Martha, the innkeeper, was used to strange guests. She'd stopped asking questions years ago. The fewer stories she heard, the better she slept. That night, as the storm rolled in, a tall man in a long black coat entered the lobby. His hair was slick with rain, and his suitcase looked heavier than it should have been. He didn't give a name, only money, cash, clean and crisp. "Room 9, Martha said, handing him the key without hesitation. Room 9 was never requested. It sat at the far end of the second floor facing the woods. Most people who stayed in it left before sunrise, some even without their belongings. Martha never went in after they left. She just waited for the room to be clean again. It always was. The man nodded, took the key and climbed the creaking stairs. As the door closed behind him, Martha noticed something she hadn't seen before. He had no reflection in the lobby mirror. The storm grew louder, thunder shaking the window panes. Upstairs in room 9, the man placed his suitcase on the bed and sat in the corner chair. He didn't turn on the lights. For a long time, he simply listened to the wind, to the rain, and to the faint whispers seeping from the walls. The room was remembering, and so was he. The room had changed since the last time he was here. The wallpaper was newer, but the pattern was still the same, faded vines, twisting toward a vanishing point. The floorboards beneath the rug creaked with the same memory, and the air was still thick with something unspoken. He ran a hand over the armrest of the chair, and his fingers paused at the familiar scratch along the edge. He had left that mark 15 years ago. He opened the suitcase, revealing not clothes, but a single object wrapped in black velvet. He placed it carefully on the nightstand, then stared at it as if daring it to speak. A silver pocket watch. The glass was cracked, but the hand still moved, ticking with eerie precision. It wasn't keeping the current time, it never had. It was keeping a time. 3:24. That was the moment the room had taken her. He stood and walked to the window. Outside, the forest swayed under the weight of the storm. In the flashes of lightning, shadows danced among the trees, shapes that didn't belong to any animal. He wondered if they were still waiting for him, like the room was. Behind him, the bed springs groaned. He turned slowly. The bed was empty, but the impression of a body had formed in the blanket, like someone had just gotten up. The room grew colder. The watch began to tick faster, louder. The vines in the wallpaper seemed to move, reaching outward. He didn't speak her name, not yet. Instead, he picked up the watch and turned the cracked face toward the window. The ticking stopped, and the door to the closet creaked open. The closet door yawned open, revealing only darkness. But it wasn't empty. He could feel her there. He stepped closer, the watch held tight in his hand. The air grew thick, pressing against his chest like water. Inside the closet, something shifted. A breath, a whisper, a memory. "I came back," he said softly. "You waited." The shadows inside the closet twisted, and for a moment he saw her. Not as she had died, but as she had once been. Alive, smiling, curious. The room hummed with recognition. He raised the pocket watch, holding it between them. Its cracked face began to glow faintly, the hands turning in reverse. Time unwound in silence. "I brought it back. Your time." She reached out with a hand not made of flesh but of light and shadow, her fingers brushing against the watch. The glow brightened, pulsing once, then vanished. The closet was empty. The bed was smooth, untouched. The watch was gone. He stood alone in room 9, but the weight in his chest had lifted. The room was still. The whispers had faded. Whatever had held her here was no longer present. He left the room without looking back. Downstairs, Martha glanced up from her ledger as he handed her the key. He looked older now, less burdened somehow. "She's not there anymore," he said. Martha nodded slowly. She didn't ask what he meant. As he stepped into the night, the storm had passed. The sky was clearing. For the first time in years, room 9 was truly empty, and it would never be occupied again.